E aí, Paulinho?
Hi guys.
How you going, bro? Shana,
Hello.
good? Nice.
Benzer.
So guys, I separate here. His name is Adam Warzinski. I don't know if I'm pronouncing correctly. I don't know if you guys heard about this guy. I never did. Was after a class, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were seeing some, on Wednesday night, some butterfly concepts and stuff. And then Tim said, like, you should have a look on this guy. And he's a Polish guy. I know the jiu-jitsu scene in Poland is growing a lot of tough guys coming from Poland now. Jiu-jitsu is growing a lot over there. And I really like the game of this guy. It was exactly where we were studying that Wednesday. He recommended, Tim recommended this for us to comment this fight because of his butterfly guard. Okay, so he is one of the top guys using butterfly. He helps that he is taller, usually taller than his opponents. He works a lot with like longer legs, but I think butterfly, like it is not a requirement to have long legs. It does help a little bit, but it's not. It's a mid-range guard, so in theory, everybody should be able to use it. But after I start watching this guy, what really called my attention is his mount, is how he keeps his mount on. Okay, and he never rushes, right? So when you watch him, I want you to pay attention, of course, his butterfly, but also on the mount. Okay, so on a lot of his fights, once he gets the mount, okay, so you're going to see a lot of the vines, the grapevines, using the hooks on the mount, using the hooks on the butterfly as well. Okay, but once he gets to the mount, most of these fights, he waits and he grinds slowly. So I'm gonna, though his fights are always like 8-10 minutes, I'm gonna speed up that part of the fight, because he literally, some fights he stay 5 minutes on the mount, just grinding slowly, grinding and climbing and putting the pressure and making his opponent tired, and in the end he always gets something. So the main thing was for me after I started watching him was his mount. Okay, and so pay attention on that. Okay, so I'm gonna press play here. You guys can see everything, can hear everything, all good?
Yeah.
We can't hear anything if there is any.
If there's sound in the video, no.
You should be able to actually, when you press share screen, there's a button to click share audio as well.
Yeah, it happens. The last week as well. Let me find. I think I'm gonna have to stop sharing and share again. That's why I did last time. Give me 1 second. Share sound. Yeah, I got it. That should be all right. Oh, good?
Got it.
Yeah, cool.
Boa! Acredita! Vamos dar blitz pra passar aí, Felipe! Bora! Chute! Aí! É! Isso! aí, juiz. Bola pesada aí. Muito bom. Essa mão esquerda. Pra esquerda tá bom, hein? Não deixa o gancho sair. Volta. Sobe. Estabilizou não, juiz. Estabilizou não. Dois de volta. Felipe, tá pegado. O leg drag aí, Felipe. O leg drag aí. Não deixa ele solto. Não deixa chegar. Vamos lá, espadão. Vamos subir logo. Não deixa ver. Tem que empurrar de volta. Aê, vai subir agora. Sobe. De novo, mesma coisa. Tá deixando colar, caralho. Ô, pra tua esquerda não vai passar não, Felipe. Tem que quebrar essa gola. Quebra a pegada da gola. Tem que estourar essa pegada da gola aí, Felipe. Ganha manga. Deixando ele ganhar as pegadas, pô. Bora, provou! Vamos usar esse gancho aí, Felipe! Usa o gancho direito aí pra levantar ele! Usa o gancho! Bora, Felipe! Bora, caralho! Bora, Felipe! Não pode parar, não! Aê! Levanta agora! Entra embaixo! Empurra! Ah, não! Empurra, Felipe! Deixa ele colar! Entra de novo o joelho na frente! Vamos empurrar pra entrar o joelho! Não deixa ganhar meia não, Felipe! Tem tempo! Olha a sua reposição aí! Olha a sua agora! Aceita! Meia, bota na meia! Vai! Bora pegar o Felipe! Vamos lá! Vai começar a trabalhar essa saída aí.
So I'm just going to speed up the thing here, guys. It's going to stay quite a while here on the mount.
Explodir! Ei, vamos empurrar ele agora! Deixa eu fazer assim! Bora! Aceitar! Bora, Felipe! Continua brigando aí, Felipe! Bora, briga pra sair! Tem que tirar esse gancho aí, Felipe! Bora, tirar de tudo! Se tirar o gancho não vai sair, porra! Usa o braço direito agora pra empurrar! Empurra com o braço direito, explode, vai! Bora! Bota na meia! Bota na meia, Felipe! Ó, vamos usar essa mão direita pra botar na meia, Felipe! Aê! Vira tudo pro outro lado!
All right, guys. Who knew this guy before? Besides Tim. Tim was the one that recommended. Did any of you guys know this guy before?
I knew him.
Yeah. Is anybody else?
I think he has a really nice fight against Leandro Lo.
Yeah, but Leandro Lo did really well on shutting down that guard though. He couldn't do much, but he had a good one. I watched the one with Leandro Lo, but I separated all the one that he did with Kainan Duarte. Just to show you guys how well of a job was Kainan's to shut down his guard. Though. Like if we have time at the end, we watch that one too. But with this guy here, it's like you see when he gets the mount till he gets the arm across, like the gift wrap here. So it works a lot of pressure, like pushing those hips down, climbing up, using his chest, using his shoulders to walk forward and flat the opponent, using his head as well. Yeah, so he managed to put a lot of pressure to open both of his elbows up, and then all of a sudden one arm crosses and he feeds that hand behind it. And he forces the guy to give the mount. Yeah, I thought that was very nice. One thing I can't remember if he did this on this fight, but on the other one, I'm gonna show you guys 100% he did, was when he gets the mount, he gets the lapel underhook, the gi, similar to when we do on the side control, but he was on mount, fingered the lapel under his armpit and giving to the hand under the head on the mount. So that grip helps to control the head and to start putting up pressure on the shoulder. Okay, but we're gonna start at the beginning here. You guys, if you guys have any questions at any moment, just unmute and ask. Okay, so you see like the first thing here when he pulls guard, he immediately have his grips and he does not put any foot or on the hip or anything like that. He just sits down. Like in some cases here, because the guy on blue, he sort of disengaged and walked back. A lot of refs just tell the guy on white to stand up, doesn't wait for the other guy to engage into the fight. In this case, he just waited, the guy engaged, so they kept going. But some refs, they just tell the white guy to stand up because he pulled guard with no grips. And in some cases, he gives the guys like a penalty for not having grips and pull guard. But it's really depends on the ref. You see here when he starts doing the setup. Okay, so very often he'll start with the half guard, the knee shield. Okay, and then there's a lot of variations that when he does, but mostly is him trying to reach for the belt. Okay, I've seen him do over the arm, even though as he's giving up the half guard, he sort of lets the guy get the underhook, and under the hook, he goes over the guy's shoulders and grab the belt. When he does that, it's almost 100% he's going to complete the sweep, but there's a lot of variations he does. He does the cross collar as well. He does the underhook under the guy's arm, grabbing the belt as well. Okay, he does a lot of whizzer with no gi. When the guy gets the underhook, he traps the arm as well. But you see on the bottom, not on this angle because it's on to the back, but let's see if he changes the angle here. Here, that vine. Okay, guys, this vine here, because I always like, when I did, that's one thing I learned watching these guys few weeks, is that vine. You see the guy try to stand up to disengage the guard, okay? Because once Adam, he pulls the guard, like any guard player, for the guard to be effective, he has to create that stiffness, okay? So straight away, the guard player wants to create that stiffness, okay? When he starts with a sort of knee shield, he has a knee shield there, but he using the vine. So the bottom leg, he turns his toes down, like looking the leg, and you see the guy on blue, he tries to stand up, and I will avoid him to stand up and disengage and break his grips is that vine. So that vine is really heavy and avoid the guy to stand up. So once he's done that, that vine also helps him to create a little gap to bring the top leg. So he just bring the top leg onto the hip. Okay, watch that. Let's see how interesting that. Wow, the vine is heavy. He can't stand up. Just gonna come back here for a sec. So he quickly resets, and you see here, like he's already having that leg inside. Okay, so this leg here, he put it inside after. It was as an issue, so his foot from the outside. So that vine creates a gap, avoids the guy to stand up, and creates a gap, so the top foot comes in. Right, so now he changed, like he has the cross collar grip on this case here. Quickly resets back again. Disengage. So now he's gonna have to create that thickness back again.
Acredita, Felipe! Boa, boa! Acredita! Vamos dar vista pra passar aí, Felipe! Bora! Putz! Aí! Boa! Não fecha a perna, não fecha a perna! Boa, vai passar, Zé, estabilizar! Cola, quadril, boa! Cola, pesado! Deixa eu ajeitar tudo isso, gente!
See him use the knee shield to recover as well.
Yeah, so he goes like when the guy's pressing the guard, first thing, half guard, knee shield, and then he starts again. Wow, looking for that grip on the belt with the overhook.
Sobe! Estabilizou não, juiz! Estabilizou não! Dois de volta! Felipe, tá pegado! O leg drag ali, Felipe! O leg drag ali! Não deixa ele solto! Não deixa chegar! Vamos raspar logo, vamos subir logo!
We'll just get to the mount here, guys. So, Tim, I was telling them at the beginning of the class how when you recommended this guy, I started watching him because of his butterfly sweeps. But after I started watching him, I got really impressed with his mount. Once he gets the mount, how again he uses the vines to keep the mount, keeping his knees off the ground, pushing his hips against the belly of the guy. Like I remember I showed this mount position like many times for you guys. Very good low mount when you interlace your legs there. And that has like incredible power there. It's very hard to escape. Very few people escape from his mount. But what I thought that was really interesting was once he gets the mount, his goal is to feed that arm across. So he's gonna give the arm across here and goes to the back.
Is that because low mount is not particularly aggressive? Like it's usually very defensive. So he's like using the low mount, what he can get from the low mount, to then get the back rather than trying to attack by.
Yeah, like the low mount is very good defensive mount, right? But it's not that it is defensive. It just means like you have a better control, but you have a bit less options to finish. Right, so yeah, you can classify as more defensive, but you can be very aggressive doing that. Now, when that happens, you have lots of chance of attacks, but it is like the same things that I always tell you. Like once you mount, your priority is not to submit. Your priority is to keep the mount. But you see, like how long it takes. Like from 5 minutes, he mounted. And then to the time when he actually grabs the arm, it's like almost 2 minutes, like grinding that. And you see, like when look at these vines here. Look at the vines here active. Okay, look at his ribs pushing down to the belly. And then you can notice that sometimes he pushes his knees up. He takes his knees off the ground. When he does that, he applies even more pressure with the hip. Okay, at some point when the guy turns sideways, you can see the guys on the bottom. His belly is like pushing in and out. Like you can see he's getting cooked. He's getting tired. Like after 2.5 minutes under there, you're gonna start giving up stuff as well. That's what happens. Like notice here he doesn't do. I think he tries a bit, but you see those these loose lapels here. So he grabs and feeds to the hand that is controlling the head, very similar to that side control, where you have one grip, you have control of the head and the shoulder. So he does that a lot. I'm sure on the other fight I separate for you guys, he's gonna do that. But just have a look of how he managed. The guy on the bottom ended up in a pretty bad position here with his both elbows are very exposed. But you see the moment where he puts so much pressure, the guy just gives up because there's a lot of pressure on the shoulder. He just ends up crossing the arm, and from there, it's just hell for him, even worse than what is happening now. Or he feeds the arm, and then he gives to the other hand. It's the exact moment here. And then he starts turning. But you see how he uses his head a lot. Notice that. I was going to start using his head now. He pushes back. He's constantly adjusting. He brings his body down a little bit to have that push power with his chest. But the whole thing is like he's not in a rush. He's gaining inch by inch by the second. While at the same time, his opponent on the body is getting tired and tired. Once the arm is fed to the other hand, there's no way back. You cannot turn back. You cannot go back to mount anymore. Or you're going to end up giving the back. Hopefully, you're going to have a good back defense. But once you give the arm like that, it's very hard to come back. And now they spread the chicken here. Same thing as he was doing on mount. Just wait for the tap. Plus, you put 15 points on another guy. No, mount back, you're already 8 points ahead. But what I would say here, the biggest lesson here is you look at how long he took to do that. Once he got a mount, he didn't lose the mount. He didn't, I almost lost. He was there pushing his hips and grinding and pulling the body backwards and driving forward again and pulling backwards and driving forward again, using his head, using his shoulder, using his chest. Like he's walking forward with the shoulder, like not putting the pressure just down, but down and towards the head. Okay. Then he gets the arm. We're gonna see the other fight where he does is more clear, where he grabs the lapel to help with that. He's gonna do exactly the same things. This is best strategy. So far on this fight, you guys have anything to say? Would like to go back to some point of the fight to see again?
I
Oh,
was
good.
just wondering, when you're stuck in mount and they've got the vine, is it actually possible to pummel out of the vine or not?
Yes, yes. So what would you do when the person on top has the vines? Is because the person on the bottom has his legs bent. That's the structure of the vine needs. Okay, so you see, I'll go back here. Where's the mount divides? Okay, okay, here. So he has the vines. The opponent on the bottom has his knees up, his feet on the floor, right? So to get rid of this, the first thing, you need to get rid of the vines. So this leg here, he should stretch and kick the leg up as much as high as he can, like towards the sky. Okay, once he does that, you just need one leg. The other can stay on the vine. You just need to free one leg. So once the leg is free, once you kick the leg up, with the leg extended up, you're gonna turn your hip and that leg is gonna go flat on the ground. So you kick up, the vines are gone. So you turn your hip, the leg comes flat onto the ground, and then you're gonna do like an elbow, like a traditional elbow escape. You're gonna push down with your elbows, and your knee comes flat on the ground, pushing towards your armpit, and then you're gonna push half guard. Can you picture that?
Yeah, I think so. Is it when you put that straightened leg down, are you facing the leg that you've just escaped from, or like which way?
Yes, yes. So that when you extend that leg that is extended, you're gonna turn towards that leg. So that leg extended will be flat on the ground, and your hips are turning towards that leg, right?
Yep, into them.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
And then traditional elbow escape. Use your elbow, bring your knee up flat as possible. And it's not hard to do that. Like the vine is quite easy to get rid of. Guys, anything else, guys? So we go to the next one.
But in this case, he still had the arms trapped. So even though you managed to get rid of the vine, if you don't have your arms, it's still possible.
You're gonna have, yeah, it's gonna be harder and harder. Like, but once you turn, once your leg is free, and you're gonna turn, it doesn't have one leg controlling. So it means your body can turn easier. Okay, so sometimes the guy will, if they keep focusing on your arms, and then you're gonna be able to just to turn and then escape or create a gap. Okay, but it is a very tricky position here. The other thing you can do is you're gonna do like similar to that. I think a long time ago. I don't know if you guys remember, but instead of going towards the leg, you're sort of gonna the move you're gonna go as you on the bottom is as you're trying to do a backwards roll. So you end up pushing the guy more towards your head, right? So if the guy is higher, right? So you help to push even higher, and you do a motion as you're trying to do a backwards roll. Yeah, you might not complete the backwards roll, but that loosens the mount as well. It might not work very good because he has a low mount, so you gotta be pretty explosive here. But to get rid of the vines, all you need to do is stretch your leg up and quickly slam that leg flat onto the ground. Okay, and then you can start pushing. Once you start pushing your knee, and the guy usually feels that he doesn't have the vine anymore, he probably gonna let go the attention of your arms to push your leg back, or maybe to do like a technical mount. Usually the technical mount is more like once you turn your body, the guy might switch to the technical mount though. But it is a terrible, like once he has like two arms control like that, it is a bad position here. Okay, guys, any other question here? We go to the next fight here. This one. So also the same thing.
Hi, I'm Ange, and I'm a freelance photographer.
My name's Daniel, and I'm a freelance musician.
I'm James, and I'm...
Parou! Bate!
So guys, I'm going to speed up because he literally stays here 5 minutes. It's a long fight, but yeah. It's a beautiful armbar transition there. Not enough time. You can see here better when I think I was talking about at the beginning. I just like to mention something here with this guy here. Like, know how he, at the beginning, he sort of calls him towards him because he wants to enter the legs. Like he do like a 2 attempt of the single leg, but he very calmly, he like sort of pretends gonna grab something and he walking backwards, like to call the guy, and then he attacks the legs.
Is he intentionally trying to get his leg from the outside into the middle when they're attacking the single leg?
It's a better defense when you take the leg out. Yeah, out to the side, right? You don't want your legs in between the legs, unless you want to try like a balloon sweep backwards. But the thing that he does here on this fight different, you see the over belt grab here, over the back. Like when he does that, he creates incredible leverage here. You see like how the guy knows what he's gonna do, and he's gonna lift the far leg, okay? He knows that he's controlling the leg, he lifts the far leg, but he doesn't go sideways, he go overhead. So he doesn't have anything to post besides his head, but because the other guy has such a good grip over the shoulder, he does this twice, he goes over the head. There's one that he's trying here when he crosses the arm. I remember that Wednesday we did that as well. When we break the grip, we cross the arm, like we punch the arm across onto the belt line, hip line of the guy, and then the other hand goes over the shoulder grabbing the belt. I've seen him doing that. It's a very good video. If you guys want to research better about this guy, there's a video of just the highlights, just of the butterfly highlights. And it shows the different variation of the grips that he uses. There's a lot of combinations nice that he uses. I really like that. Collar sleeve, knee shield, the foot comes in, the vine is there, over there, grabbing the belt, overhead again. Boom. Nice, because like, you see like, look at the guy preparing already. The grip is gone, he went over the shoulder, look at this leg up. Already, he's imagining, he's gonna sweep me over my base here, my quadrant here, right? So he's already preparing that, but instead of him going like this way, he goes over the head. Very hardly is gonna miss a sweep. The guy might bounce, but very unlikely he's not gonna take the guy with that grip over the shoulder, grabbing the belt. The management is grab the belt, you bring the hip of the guy, the center of gravity of the guy, over your legs. And once the hip's over your legs, like you play with the hip, like he's off the ground, he's light. the thing I was mentioning before was this grip here. So he's trying to cross the guy's arm. You can see like the guy on the body is strong. So he sets up the lapel control first. Oh, he's losing up the lapel, feeding to the hand. It helps a lot. The thing is, I like that. Tim, thank you very much. Very good for my game. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try that on you guys. Especially on Paulinho.
No, please.
You're not
Guys,
allowed to do it to me.
I have something with Paulinho because
No fair.
last time, last lockdown, 3 months without training, I asked everybody to take easy on me. He came to rip my head off. I have that on me still. It still hurts.
Fuck, you're never gonna forget that, hey.
No.
I'm in trouble now for the rest of my life. Fuck.
But you see, like I'm saying, guys, like, look, he literally was 5 minutes from 3 minutes up to like 8 almost on that mount, grinding. I like when every time he resets as well, like either on doing the butterfly, if he misses it quickly, resets. Usually he's going to end up on that issue and then slowly putting the toes into the hip. And when he sets the mount as well, he grinds, he pushes the hip down and grinds forward, and then the guy gain a little wiggle room here. He comes back with the hips, push forward again. See how he uses his chest, how he constantly using the hip, taking the knee off the ground. He puts more pressure. And then he's gonna stay. I love that. The transition, the armbar transition, that was always also very nice. But he was watching the time. I think he should have attempted to do that before though. But he watched the time. The fight's almost finished. I'm gonna try submission now. But see how nice and smooth is the transition to the armbar. He almost lost here. But you have a look on how he wants the arm that is close to him, of course, but you see like both of his hands are on the far arm. Oh, he pushes the elbow up and he stretches the guy's arm. So he's not even touching the arm that is close to him, only after. I think it was very nice. Very nice, especially on those concepts that we've been talking about on Wednesday nights. I think you can you see everything here, especially on the mount position. Yeah, guys, you guys have any comments so far on this one?
I feel like the guy on top is COVID and the guy on the bottom's me.
The guy on top is who?
COVID.
COVID.
Okay, that's all my comments. Goes over, folks.
COVID.
You know how popularly, like they say, back is the worst position. I always feel that the mount is so much worse. Like, you know, once you're stuck under mount, it's so much more difficult to get out of.
Both of them are bad, right? So both of them, they count 4 points. They're bad. They're the best positions you can end up.
Yeah.
The difference that I think is because as bad as the mount is, you are at least facing your opponent.
True.
Like you look at him, you can see his hands moving, but the back like is there, but you add the factor that the opponent's on your back, you can't see anything.
Yeah. I know, like Romina and Donna are behind me and I don't know what they're gonna do. Like I've spent the whole time.
Watch your neck.
I know.
Watch your neck, shoulders up, chin down, both hands here. Neck is wide, that's it.
I feel like with weight, with managing weight, I prefer when they're on the back because then you can kind of roll around and move your head out of whatever they've got. But if someone's just like significantly heavier than you, then you're just being squished when they're in mount.
Yeah, but like, look, imagine if you think like that, and then you're gonna turn, and then you go belly down.
Yeah.
And then the guy is on top of you, putting the same pressure you put on mount, but now your body is turning to the side you wouldn't go. Like you can curl forward, but if you start putting that pressure on your lower back, you're gonna start bending backwards. And then your knees cannot touch the ground anymore. And then your spine is all washed up. This one, it's the worst. Like you can name it. Like if someone is on your back, yeah, you are on top. Okay, cool. But if you turn around and you end up belly down, it is by far worse than anything else. Because now, like, it is very hard to escape. But yeah, it makes sense. Like when you are on the back and you're on top, you're not feeling that pressure on you. You have more freedom. I agree with that. Guys, anything else? Just would like to show, if you're not, yeah, Tim?
I was just going to say, he must be hell to train with, because like this is one thing I wouldn't want to really practice a lot of, because people would start hating you.
To do what? The spread chicken?
Yeah, and also the grapevine mount. Like, it's so much pressure. And like, I've done it to people as a joke, just to be like, this is how much pressure I can do. But like,
yeah, right, as a joke.
Yeah, you laugh while you're doing it. That's a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But you need to see as
see Ben nodding.
Come on, Amelia, you've done that to me.
But it was your fault.
I still remember tapping out to a knee on belly, Tim.
Well, Tim, boy, Tim, proud of you, man.
It was like my first 2 months.
That's it.
Remember that time I armbarred you, Professor?
When you tap people on you, right? That's when I'm proud of you. Of course, without hurting, taking care of your training partner, right?
My ribs were still intact.
Common sense.